Welcome back students to learn again. We have been learning lesson number 3, planning surprise. In the previous video we saw that the 4 sisters of March family decide to perform a play on the Christmas Eve. Joe calls all sisters to have rehearsal for it. The rehearsal ends with laughter and their mother comes at door. Seeing all happy, she feels glad, and by the view of 4 sisters, she was the most beautiful mother in the world. Now let us see further. Well dearies, how have you got on today? There was so much to do. Getting the boxes ready to go tomorrow, that I didn't come home to dinner. Has anyone called Beth? How is your cold? Meg? Joe, you look tired to death. Come and kiss me, baby. So when mother reached at home, she started maternal inquiries. Like, how about the day? She knew there was so much work to do for them. It was because she had been working outside to fulfill their daily needs and she could not give time for their houseworks. She asked whether the boxes were ready to go tomorrow. As she couldn't come home to dinner, she asked Beth whether anyone had called her. She inquired about Meg's cold and told Joe that she was looking very tired. Finally, she called to kiss her. Let us read the next paragraph. While making these maternal inquiries, Mrs. March got her wet things off, her warm slippers on, and sitting down in the easy chair, drew Amy to her lap, preparing to enjoy the happiest hour of her busy day. The girls flew about, trying to make things comfortable, each in her own way. Meg arranged the tea table. Joe brought wood and set chairs, dropping, overturning, and clattering everything she touched. Beth trotted to and fro between the parlor and the kitchen, quiet and busy, while Amy gave direction to everyone as she sat with her hands folded. So while making all those maternal inquiries, Mrs. March, means the mother of the 4 sisters, put the things aside, which were wet. Then they sat on the easy chair. She drew Amy to her lap. Well, drew is the past tense form of the draw, which means to take. And lap means the top part of the leg that forms a flat surface when you are sitting down. So Mrs. March took Amy to her lap and tried to make the happiest moment of her busy day. The girls also did their work quickly to make things comfortable. Meg arranged the table. Joe brought wood and set chairs. While dropping and overturning chairs, there was a sound of cluttering from everything she touched. Actually, cluttering is a sound which produces when 2 objects knock together. Beth moved here and there between parlor and kitchen by trotting. Well, trotting means walking speedily by taking short quick steps. And the youngest Amy was not doing anything but folding her hand and giving the direction to all girls. Let us have the next slide. As they gathered about the table, Mrs. March said with a particular happy face, "I have got a treat for you after supper." A quick bright smile went round like a streak of sunshine. Beth clapped her hands regardless of the biscuit she had, and Joe tossed her napkin, crying, a later, 3 cheers for father." Yes, a nice long letter. He is well and thinks he shall get through the cold season better than we feared. He sends all sort of loving wishes for Christmas and a special message to you girls, said Mrs. March, patting her pocket as if she had got a treasure there. So when they gathered near the table, Mrs. March told them with happy face that she had something special for them. She will give them it after their dinner. Well, supper means dinner or evening meal, and treat means an event or a special thing that we give as a gift. After listening about the treat, there was bright smile on everyone's face, like a sudden flash of sunshine. Being excited, Beth clapped her hands without caring the biscuit she held, and Joe threw up her napkin by saying that the treat must be their father's letter. Mrs. March agreed that yes, it was their father's letter. He was well and would be better through the cold season, as they feared about it. She added that he had sent loving wishes for Christmas and a special message for the girls. She said all this by patting her pocket as if she had a treasure in it, which was actually a letter but not less than a treasure for girls. Let us see next slide. I think it was so splendid of father to go as chaplain when he was too old to be drafted and not strong enough for a soldier, said Meg warmly. Don't I wish I could go as a drummer or a nurse so I could be near him and help him, exclaimed Joe with a groan. It must be very disagreeable to sleep in a tent and eat all sort of bad tasting things and drinks out of a tin mug, sighed Amy. When will he come home, Mommy? Asked Beth with a little quiver in her voice. Not for many months, dear, unless he is sick. He will stay and do his work faithfully as long as he can, and we won't ask for him back a minute sooner than he can be spared. Now come and hear the letter. So here Meg says that it was the great sense of feeling that their father went as chaplain. Well, student, chaplain means here a priest or other Christian minister who is responsible for the religious needs of people in a prison, hospital, etc., or in armed forces. So it was a proud feeling that he was selected as a priest in army when he was not so strong enough for being a soldier. Drafted means selected. Jo said with a painful voice that she wanted to be there as a drummer or nurse so that she would be with her father to help him. Amy said that it must be the unpleasant thing to sleep in a tent and eat bad tasting food and drink by the mug. Then Beth asked her mother when their father will return home, and their mother replied that he will take many months if he will be sick long. She added that he was doing his work faithfully for the nation and they can't ask him to come until he would have spare time. Saying this, she calls her daughters near to listen the letter. So students, we will stop here. We will see the letter in the next video. Till then, have a nice time. Thank you.